What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, sir. I am trying to promote my fantasy points to get higher than lower. So less turnovers, more boards, more assists, more steals, more everything than what's going on right now. Um, Last night won $30 off of those flash drafts that you guys know we love and we forgot about for a while. Travis reminded me about it. I had $4 in the old currency bank when I hopped on.
Ooh, boy.
Did three flash drafts, came in first in two of them, and won $30 off of them babies there. So I'm all the way up, but you guys know me. I've already spent a lot of that money today on drafts and stuff that I'm going to lose. So it's been a fun day for me, bud. I've been off for 3 days, had the kid for two. It's
Nice.
feeling great. Cooper's here and 2-ish, 3-ish weeks. So yeah, man, it's a great time to be a Brandon Darrow Seal for once.
Nice. Everything's great for me, minus this whole betting thing. I dusted off the old FanDuel and DraftKings. I think we can say those out. Everybody knows that those are the two that you use.
Legal ones.
And I promptly lost all
Oh.
my money in FanDuel. And now I've moved over to DraftKings and I'm currently losing all my money.
Speaking of drafts, real quick, or the legal things we can use. So last night I was looking up, and I was like, I wonder if we're actually going to be able to vote on it this year, because I keep saying that's what it seems to be. That's nope. It could be years before Florida's able to legally gamble. It could be
To
years
even
before.
vote?
Yeah. So this pack thing has to get finished first, or whatever the whole thing
Resolved.
going on. Yeah, resolved. And after that, then it has to be put up in the air or in the legal seas to be put on the ballot. So
We have currently
we don't
two
even
that
have a
are
chance.
we have currently two that are definitely going to be on the ballot and a possible third one that will be on the ballot this year. One of them is that only the casinos run by the Native Americans can do it. So the apps wouldn't work, or they would only work when you're like on the Wi-Fi network of the casino. But you can obviously go to the actual casino and bet. The second one would be that I think you can bet anywhere, but you have to pick up the money at the casinos.
Here we go.
Yeah, so you have to bet through the draft or you can bet through anything, but I guess you like use the app of the casino and then you have to go to the casino to get your money.
So yeah, and that was the biggest thing here is it was through the casino with the tribe, with the Seminoles.
Right.
And you could be anywhere. It was just only through them where you could do it. And I think that was the biggest thing, because it was like making them greedy, getting all the money and all that stuff.
That's one of the ones on our ballot. That's one of the ones on our ballot.
So if I'm you guys and you guys just want to have it for good, just deal with the multi-billions and billions of dollar FanDuels and DraftKings, because they're gonna because as long as they're in it too, they don't care. That like everybody.
Who the fuck is X Tillman?
That's that dude who is on my bench with 0 points. Don't get him. He has 0 on my bench. That bench player that comes in handy if you have one with 19 and one with 30.
Yeah,
you can take the 19 out for the 30. No, I'm gonna have a 0 that won't even fucking help Phillips.
Hey, but at least it's a 0.
Yeah. But yeah, so if I'm you guys, just vote for anybody to be able to have an app in California to bet on. We don't care. Everybody make their money. We're not stingy. We're not trying to be stingy.
Yeah, just free market shit. If you have something, offer it to me.
Do we believe in Dylan Brooks, dude? Do we believe in Dylan Brooks?
Or does DeAnthony Melton just keep doing his thing?
I sure as hell hope not.
Oh, I almost missed the pick. What happens if you miss it?
You get refunded.
Oh, really? Well, that's good. At least
yeah. A lot of people think Melton's going to keep it up.
I'm one of those. Well, it's a 27-point game right now, right? So if Golden State doesn't come back, then Brooks might be on the bench. And that's why Zaire Williams was an option.
Oh, yeah. It's fourth quarters. Damn it, Seal.
So we have 2 fourth quarter drafts. So we'll roll back around whenever the fourth quarter starts. But right now,
and if I get distracted, it's because I'm doing a makeup one. Because I'm not thinking fourth quarter.
All right. So, but before we get, oh my goodness, should I do the big shout out at the front or at the back? I want to shout them out at the front because who knows how many people. The majority of our people that listen only listen for about 5 minutes, so they probably already missed it anyway.
That's literally why I had to bring out the new hair.
So I'm gonna shout him out now because it's fucking amazing. Our buddy, well, really, our buddy's older brother, TJ Kazuski.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to TJ.
Your mortgage guy.
The mortgage guy. Now he's a mortgage guy, but he ran the Ironman World Championships over the weekend. He got invited to go to Utah on somebody else's dime and run a fucking triathlon, which sounds terrible.
Bro, how about Papa K though? Mr. Kazuski still looks like he can do that blindfolded with one leg.
So he had to swim, I think it's 2.5 miles or 2.4 miles, something like that. Bike 112 miles and then run a marathon, which is 26.2 miles. First of all, he finished it, which is big for me. He finished it in 13 hours and 22 minutes. Listen, I don't even think I could play video games for 13 hours and 22 minutes straight. I'd be like, let me take a break. Let me do something else. So he did that. But then at the World Championships, he finished in his class 155th for males his age out of 247. So up near the halfway point. And all males 940th out of 1,833. So literally like right on the halfway point. And then overall 1,124th out of 2,295. So in the top half, just barely. So he's right around the 50% mark of everybody that got invited. It's invite only. These are the World Championships of the Ironman. So like he's the 1,124th best triathlete in America or world, really, because they invite from everywhere. So that's huge, man. Shout out to TJ. We always knew he was super athletic. He was the most athletic out of all of us. But he took it to a next level. So, I mean, that's huge. And I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, but maybe I'll reach out to Contreras or Seth or somebody and let him hear this shout out. But shout out to TJ. That's really amazing. I'm like in awe, dude. It's nuts.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I saw that he had gotten invited a couple weeks ago. I didn't really understand what it was. And when I saw the post today, I looked it up because you know me. And I saw the same thing and saw what Ironman. I saw videos of past and I was like, what the hell is TJ getting himself into, bro?
Right.
Like that is nuts. And I saw in one of the posts, I think it was his wife saying he wasn't that happiest with his finish time. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Right? You're literally in your class. You had like 100 and some odd 200 people like behind you, like 100 something people behind you. Like, why are you mad at your fitness? Like, what the hell? So that's the mindset he has.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to come out killing it again. But yeah, that's absolutely amazing that happened. And then the same right before that, last week, Garrett, he won the U.S. champion. I think don't quote me. U.S. championship. Yeah, because Oregon is the big ones, right? So this is the U.S. championships, I think. He won. This kid who's still in college finished like 120 points under him. Like this kid that goes to Georgia, so has the same coaches. I know because his coach, that Pete, whatever dude, has a thing at Jacksonville now where another up and comer finished in like the top 10 there too. But yeah, Garrett came in first. I don't think he had a PB in this one, but he had a lot of really high, really good scores. I think he had 88 something. He had 86 something in the Olympics. So improving that score, that's what you want to do. 7th best score all time. And the decathlon. So yeah, I'm excited for these guys, dude. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy to even imagine that you would ever know somebody that's at an elite level, you know, and to have Garrett who's in the Olympics and like finishing really close to being a medal and then now getting even better, that's huge. And then but I didn't know him, you know him growing up, but then to have TJ who, listen, Palatka, for all of you that don't know, Palatka, Florida is not ripe with athletes or with successful people at all.
I saw a meme real quick. Sorry. Yeah. I always interrupt you. I saw a meme the other day and it says when Morgan Wallen's talking about I can't love you more than I love my hometown in one of his country songs, he said, he damn sure wasn't talking about Palaca, Florida. And I was like, hey, now it's not that bad. But yeah, nobody's gonna say I can't love you. I can love
Yeah.
you way more than I love Palaca, Florida,
Right.
baby.
So to have a guy be like 155th out of all men his age, again, I don't know that he wants his age out. So it's not like he's old, but men his age, that's nuts. So to have friends that you know and actually like can talk to, and like I could literally text him, assuming he still has the same number, but I could definitely reach him and he'd know who I am. It's not like one of those Latavius Murray things where I have my story of him saying hi to me walking to a bus, but if I contacted him today, he'd be like, who? TJ would actually know who both of us are. So it's kind of cool. I'm still in awe when I see stuff like that. It excites me when I'm just over here gaining weight, doing nothing. It motivates me.
Who did I play with basketball? I always forget his
Courtney
name.
Lee.
Courtney Lee. Hey, Courtney,
Yeah.
remember 24-hour fitness? Play
Exactly.
basketball. Pink shirt.
I hit one in your eye. I hit one right in
You
your
got
eye.
it right back here. You'd be like, who the fuck are you, kid? So I'm not a kid anymore. I was. Look the same.
So to have someone like that, it's motivating to me. It literally makes me want to wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. When I've been struggling to actually do it. It makes me want to keep working. So shout out to TJ. You're influencing people that you don't even know that you're doing that. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to wake up like when I want to get like 8 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I try to say screw that and give myself 6.5. I try to.
My body has to do at least 6. Any less than 6, it's not worth me waking up.
I used to wake up I used to have to wake up at like 5.5, 6. I didn't have to, but being 24, 25,
right,
having to work, but still wanting to have fun.
If I get less than 6, I'm useless. If I get at least 6, I'm good. I can't get more than 8. My body won't, like, it just wakes up and it's like, you can lay in bed and stare at the ceiling if you want, but you might as well get up.
Yeah. 6.5 is perfect for me.
Yeah. I usually go for 7.
6.
I start getting to bed at 9 and I wake up at 5. That's 8 hours. So if I'm asleep by 10, I'm solid. So it's pretty cool. There's not much to talk about in terms of headlines before we get to the NBA, but one big thing for you guys that know soccer, we'll talk about it. It's not LAFC, it's not MLS soccer, although we did beat Portland, so I guess we should mention that. Moving on in the US Open Cup as we crushed Portland. But what I was going to say is Erling Haaland, probably the best young player. He's going to win the Golden Boot at some point in his career. He's going to Manchester City. So me, Seal, and Eddie will all just get to continue to take a hiatus from watching the Premier League because Manchester City is going to win it for the foreseeable future still, because they were already the best team and they just signed the best player in the world. So it's pretty sad. What do you got for us over there?
I just need Jordan Poole to start doing something, get his head out of his ass. But I'm really excited about LAFC, man. Like, I think now it's official. I think I've talked about it last time 2 weeks ago. Like, it's starting to, we're starting to get a little. No, it's pretty official now. Like, it's go time, bro. LAFC is back.
Like, our game on Saturday was tough, but we got away with a draw, which was huge. We were not the better team that game, and that it scares me to not be the better team at home. You want to be the better team at home, but on the flip side, to not be the better team and come away with a draw, that's huge. So I'm partly excited and partly upset that we weren't the better team. We needed to come out with more fire. We didn't do that. Vela honestly barely even touched the ball. I'm not sure if he was just preparing for Portland or what, because it was such a quick turnaround, but he was useless. And it's very rare that you say that Vela was useless, but against Portland, he was not. So we turned around a quick one, played on Tuesday against Portland, beat them 2-0, looked really good. It truly looked like we were saving ourselves for Portland, which I was talking to Jake about it. And I don't necessarily want us to focus on the US Open Cup. It looks like we're going to. What do you think? Do you think you should just go try to get a trophy? So like, we're in year 5, 6, something like that. And we haven't gotten any trophy. We got the supporter shield, but no actual tournament trophy. Do you try for a tournament trophy, or do you say, fuck it, we've won the supporter shield, but not the cup. We need the cup. Like, which one would you focus on?
I mean, I think you could do both, honestly.
It's hard to do both when you're doing these 3-day turnarounds. I mean, people get tired, and a lot of times you want to play your superstars for one of the 2 games in the week.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. But I mean, the start that they've gotten, with point how far up are they now? When I look, like
We're
3
3
games.
points up on Austin right now.
Okay, yeah, that's the
So
same.
a full win. Yeah, full win.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think you still have enough comfortable advantage that, and with the team, like as long as you can get to the playoffs, and you should be pretty fine. And it just like you said, it depends on how tired these guys are going to be at the end of it when it's all said and done. But the way they're playing right now and the way they're set up, like they really can get it done. I mean, they're going to need Vela. That's obvious, but they still have 2, 3, 4 other people who they can switch in and put in, and that defense that they have going is still going to hold up strong. And hey, just get some draws. Who gives a fuck? If
Right.
we're resting, getting ready for this open, then hey, let's give up a lawsuit. Okay, get a win or two, then we have 3, 4 draws. We fucking got out of that bitch, and we have a trophy.
Yeah, it just makes me nervous when you play for in-season trophies because we've done that before and we've seen it bite us in the ass when we're tired for the MLS playoffs.
And that's when
so-
you have to run your ass off, score 3 or 4 goals, and then turn around and do that again.
Right.
That's not what this team is trying to do. That's not what it's set up. So
That's true. That's
I
true.
really think it's possible to get done. Like the worst case scenario, you get maybe 2 losses in the span. In
Yeah.
my eyes, like I think it's either draws or you're going to win 1-2-0, and go to the cup and just blast.
Well, even the way like you don't ever want to take Portland lightly, I understand that, but the way we were dominating Portland, we were able to sub out some of our better players at the end of that game. And that's where you look for all of those opportunities, like we had to play our stars the whole 90 against Philly, which kind of sucks when you're going in a quick turnaround. But then we found a spot up 2-0 against Portland where we could say, oh, we can take out some of our stars that we don't want to get tired. So that's exciting. Bob never did that. Bob either sat you the full 90 or he played you the full 90. He never tried to like approach every game as finding a place to rest. He never took that Warrior 73-9 approach where you're resting the entire fourth quarter of blowouts. He would play you. He didn't care. So although I don't know what Kerr's doing right now since they're down like 50 points, which is absolutely unreal, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's cool to see that Cherundolo is trying to just find spots to rest the superstars and still feel confident that he can do stuff. So I'm starting to get hyped for LAFC too. Like I said, I went to a game. That's what really turns it on for me. That's what switches the gears, but I'm still focused on basketball. But I think as soon as basketball's over, I'm ready to jump full gear into LAFC. And I'm ready for it. I think this could be our year.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it as well. I need to get a new shirt, man. I'm really missing Rossi. He just thinking of what he would be able to do right now, just having no leash on him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Vela, whenever he just wants to sit around, just Rossi, you go 90 minutes, bro. Don't worry about what the old head's trying to do. If he can get a goal, cool. Do what you got to do. He would just go ape shit right now.
Yeah, he would be, because I mean, I love Chicho. He's our guy right now that's up top, and he's not Rossi. He's awesome.
He's a Rossi off the Wish app.
Yeah, he's awesome. He scores goals. I love it, but he's not going to be the Golden Boot winner or anything like that. So that's cool.
Rossi would go nuts.
Yeah.
Rossi would pull a Vela. What was it? 2018?
19, I think.
2019.
Yeah, one of those two. But yeah, where he just a goal a game, just dominating everything.
Yeah.
So moving on, before we get to basketball, I want to give Eddie his proper shout out. I told him that I was going to shout him out for the Penguins if they won tonight, because that would have locked up a win, but they lost. So the Rangers are still alive. Sidney Crosby got hurt. It was a rough night for him. So,
oh no.
So I'm not going to shout him out for hockey because it was a rough night, but I will shout him out. His Pittsburgh Pirates took 2 out of 3 against my Dodgers, which is not going to happen all that often. Not very many teams at all are going to take 2 out of 3 off the Dodgers this year, or any year in the previous like 5. So hey, shout out to them. They got this young stud center fielder. I don't know if you've watched him play. I haven't tried to focus too much on baseball, but I've watched Sports Center every morning, and they have this stud center fielder rookie that
can watch
it
Sports
looks
Center.
really good. So that's something. But Eddie, or not Eddie, the Pirates have had studs before that they trade. They had Garrett Cole. They had a couple people that they traded away after they proved that they were good. So hopefully they stop doing that. What?
I've had mom-in-law's freaking shit on my ESPN app on my Xbox for like 2 months now, dude, and not even thinking I can actually watch ESPN. Oh my goodness. I mean, I knew I could watch the basketball games on ESPN. That's what I got it for. Well, I got it for March Madness and then just threw it on ESPN too. But
I wake up just in time to watch the last 15 minutes of Sports Center so that I get to watch the top 10 and stuff like that. And then Get Up comes on right after that. And I like watching Get Up because I like Greeny. And
I've been told that JJ Redick, when he comes on First Take, is like the best thing ever.
I just don't like First Take, but when JJ Redick comes on Get Up, I like that.
It's the best thing. See, he's since we're talking about this real quick, how do you feel about your quarterback going to make more money and TV than he is if he retires after this season than he is
ever made in his entire career? Yeah,
that's insane.
That's exciting for him. Hey, that's awesome, dude.
When I saw that, I was like, dude, GOAT doing GOAT things.
I think Stephen A should be pissed. That's who should be pissed.
There's no chance in fucking hell that he'll ever.
Well, he's the highest paid right now, right? That's non-retired football or non-retired player. He's the highest paid, just talk.
I believe so, right? Yeah.
And he got this really cool contract, and then it's like triple that.
He's making more a year than like the CBS booth or something like that.
It's both people in the CBS booth?
Yeah, and it's like Troy and NBC, whoever just got Troy. It's like more than the two of the people in there.
And he's just going to be like just a 4:15, sorry, in the East Coast or West Coast, 4:15 like Fox game, right? Like he's not even going to be any primetime games or anything.
No, he's doing probably the best Fox
I heard they're not giving him primetime, at least not right away. But
oh, wow.
That's what I heard. But they're paying him enough. They're going to be giving him everything.
That's crazy.
I would think. So I was actually talking
fourth quarter mindset, but I'm still.
I was talking with my friend about this, and obviously, like money is important for everyone, right? Yeah. But money's not the most important thing for Brady. So the question that I have, why do you think he chose Fox? So we were saying like ESPN now has Tom Brady. NBC got Drew Brees, which is going to be the wrong move. That's sucky. But they also have Tony Romo, so that's good. So why do you think he chose that? Is it just because you think he's going to be able to get prime time like they're saying, and he wasn't going to get that at the other two spots?
Yeah.
Because Michaels and Collinsworth are Monday Night Football.
But he probably has good relationships. He loves everything about the Bucks, it seems like, since he's left the Patriots. Right. Which were a CBS thing there. Bitch. All right. But so I mean, I feel like he probably has a lot better relationship with the people at Fox just in the last couple of years of being there. His recency bias is huge. We all know that. And I feel like they just made that. I don't think anybody else made that type of offer. That's a lot of money.
What if ESPN offered him $350? Like it's not like that amount of money is any less. Do you think ESPN is banking on Peyton? No, they got Peyton. They're fine, right? Peyton Manning,
I don't think anybody else gave that offer initially. I don't think it was something, unless it's something that they've been working on for a couple years.
You think Fox slid under the radar and undercut?
What about that? What if maybe when he retired, he thought he was going into it, and it just wasn't the money that he wanted, and he's been working on that the whole time.
That's possible.
And came back from retirement.
That's probably why he moved to Florida in the first place.
I'm gonna come back for 1 year, but while I'm coming back, I need to work this out. Like I want to go to TV right when I get done. That's why I fucking retired, because I thought I was coming to do it now, and now nobody wants to give me the money that y'all said. And the Fox was like, yo, 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 yo,
We
yo,
got you.
yo, we got you. Whenever you're ready to retire again, we apologize. Here's fucking, what is it? 33 million a year for 10
What
years.
kind of 37.5, I think. It's 375 for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So
Something like, I don't know.
and the timeline is nuts, right? Because it's just whenever you're done. It doesn't have to be this year. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Also, and again, I don't know if this was ever on the table. Our sources are not the most reliable sources in the world, but there were sources that were saying that he's planning this whole Miami thing, whether it's play, whether it's front office, whether it's director of football, I don't know, but he's building a house in Miami. He's getting things ready for his life in Miami. Do you think that takes anything with the Dolphins off the table now that he's signed on to be a commentator?
I don't think so. He can still be a part of a group that has to do with the team, right?
True. Yeah, for sure.
Like, he probably, I don't know. I mean, the way things are getting set up nowadays, I mean, Draymond Green's an analyst with Turner. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
completely
that's
different
true.
sport. But
That's true.
you have all these guys that come on and during these the Peyton, whatever it's called, the Peyton pod or whatever, the Peyton.
Peyton's places and all that
No,
stuff.
the damn the football game when you watch with Peyton.
Yeah,
And,
on the ESPN
the
too.
very what the fuck is their last name?
Manning.
Manning, the Manning brothers, or whatever the hell the
Yeah,
damn thing is on ESPN too.
Right.
They bring people on who are in the game and all that stuff, and they're able
That's
to
true.
talk about the game and stuff.
Jay Wright and all those college coaches, as soon as the college season's over, they're off talking about
Yeah,
stuff.
so I mean, I feel like they would be able to what who gives a damn? I think it would be great if he ended up playing for the Dolphins and or stays playing for the Bucks.
Right.
And he's able to start calling games with Fox right off rip while being a player two times a year.
That's what Kershaw does, bro. They just give
the,
Kershaw a mic or like a headset every game that he's not playing.
like,
Again, I get every Dodgers game out here, so they literally go to him in the dugout like he's a correspondent when he's not the one pitching.
Like, wouldn't it be some shit? Because Miami gets a lot of 1:00 games. If he went to Miami and did a lot of 1:00 games, Fox had the 8:00 game. For like, if they ended up with the 8:00 games instead of NBC,
Right.
he just flew wherever it was. He plays at 1, flies and talks about the shit at 8:00. Shows up Monday to start doing the business for the Dolphins organization.
That'd be dope. That'd be cool.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't think that's going to happen because it's going to be when his playing career is over. But he could definitely be a part of some like think tank that runs the team or something like that. I could see that.
That'd be dope.
All right, so let's move on to basketball. Basketball is happening. I'm back in good spirits. Last week I was in a little bit of rougher spirits, or 2 weeks ago, or whenever I decided I didn't want to talk about it because the Pelicans were giving us shit. But Booker came back, did his thing. We talked about that. Now Luka's trying to come at this man. And I said,
this is ridiculous.
I said before the playoffs even started, I said, the only thing I'm scared of is when we're playing against a team that has the best player on the floor. I don't think a team can beat the Suns. I think the best player on the floor, whether it be Giannis, which is who I actually talked about, or in this case, Luka. But we fought back. We won game 5 pretty handily. We showed that we are actually still a better team. Do you think the Mavs are just still like a piece away, or could they come back and win 2 straight here again? I mean, they just won 2 straight against us.
No, I mean, game 6 is going to be fun. I think game 6 is going to be really rowdy, really chippy. But it's going to take a lot to go right for the Mavs. Suns are going to have to get in foul trouble. You're going to have a cold ass day.
Hey, those Dallas refs are really trying to get us in foul trouble, though. That's their way to be.
But you're going to have it happen 3 times in a row. And we've already talked about it beating the Phoenix Suns in a 7-game series is going to be hard as shit, because to have everything go right for you and wrong for the Suns 3 times in a row is going to be really fucking hard.
It's only 2 times in a row. It's only 3-2 right now.
Yeah, this is going to be the 3rd time in a row in Dallas. If game 6,
right.
They're able to win game 6. So it's going to be fun, but I think you guys are going to be able to seal it here. Bridges, it looked a little, when he looked a little hurt, that was a little bit scary. But
Yeah, I was like, he
Bridges
grabbed his
has
knee for
been,
half a second. I was like, no.
yeah, Bridges has been the deciding factor. I don't know why it took so long for them to just give him the reins on Luca, but
Right? It
it's
worked,
yeah,
of course.
it's working. Bismack in there
Whew.
is really able to help out, solidify the paint. So Maxi isn't able to just sit there and fucking stroke wide open threes because everybody's just worried about the paint. Nah, Bismack's in there. So when fucking Maxi's out there too, he's not sitting there putting up fucking 15, 20 points off of 8 threes made. So
And
I mean
just to
it's
clarify, you mean Maxi Kleba, not Tyrese Maxey. Like
yeah,
we're not
yeah,
dumbasses. We
yeah,
we know what we're saying here.
yeah. I'm talking first name. Greatest shooter alive. You gotta respect him, call him by his first name.
Hey,
Maxi. Oh, speaking of a greatest shooter alive, somebody finally won the 3-point contest in 2K.
hey. The
Oh,
dunk
bro.
contest is a different story.
Oh, yeah, we'll
There's a
never win that. But it
0%.
was the same shit. Like, we do the 3-point contest and get 26 points, and then the top 3 people make it in the first round, and you have Steph with 35, somebody else with 33, somebody else with 30. And you're like, well, my 26 wasn't enough. But I hit 33 in the first round, missed 2 shots. Steph
Nice.
had 35, didn't miss 1 shot.
Didn't miss a shot.
1 shot. And in the second round, I had 26 and I knew it was over, but Steph got 25.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
But,
awesome.
it was dope. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm excited for the game tomorrow, bro. It's gonna be a really fun game to watch, gritty game. And I really think the Suns come out with it. They got a lot of energy, a lot of what is it called? A lot of momentum
Oh,
rolling
yeah.
into next game.
Yeah, I mean, I could see us losing potentially. I don't think we will. I hope we don't. Booker has turned into this next level, like game on the line kind of guy, as long as he's not playing the Bucks, and just rolls through. I think our last like 6 elimination games on the road we've won, not counting game 4 or whatever in Milwaukee, but actually, I guess that wasn't an elimination game because we only won 2. So yeah, the last elimination games that he's been a part of, we dominate, and it's been on the road. So I think he's going to come out. So the podcaster that I like to listen to, I already don't think he likes Chris Paul, so he's talking a lot of shit. He's saying Chris Paul's starting to show his age. If you're a Suns fan, are you concerned about Chris Paul as he continues to go through these grinding series as it gets closer to the finals?
No, and I appreciate that he's staying lax. He's not pushing the envelope. Yeah, he's still his ferocious little self, but he's not.
But he definitely let Booker and Ayton take over game 5. He was
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. But that's why I think that's probably what he means by I don't. He probably wouldn't in detail, but no, I think that's probably what he means by showing his age. That
right.
he's not getting up in their asses
Yeah.
when they start trying him. He's not going off for 40 points and just going on those runs. No, in game 3 or game 2, he scored 14 fucking straight baskets
Right.
to start and end the game. He didn't miss a shot. So you can't say he's not showing his age there. It's probably more so when they start coming for his ass. He's like, all right, buddy, I got 2 fucking, one all-star and one that should be, but he can't get his head out of his ass. And I'll just let them go to work. And also I got fucking Crowder who can be the leading scorer in a loss. And I got Bridges who can be the leading scorer in all of our wins if he fucking wants to, but he's too worried about being a defensive threat. So yeah, I think he's finally happy to be on a team to where he has more than just one person who can score. That's not a knock on any of his teams, but with the Clippers, he's not handing the ball to Blake with fucking 7 seconds left and say, go to work, get him. No, he's handing it to JJ and hoping he can put up a fucking prayer. He's handing it to a young ass Batum for him to sit there on the wing and put up a shot. And that's it. You can hand it to Ayton and know he's going to put up a fucking 4-foot floater hook or some stupid ass layup bullshit instead of dunking the ball with his long ass arms. But he can pass it to more than one person. He can pass it to everybody else on the court, and they're a bucket. So I think that's probably why he's showing his age. But he's getting the wins. He's not letting his head get involved in the game in the wrong way, and I appreciate that from him.
Nice. Well, the last thing I wanted to do is just shout out Monty. Of course, he won Coach of the Year. That wasn't even what I was going to shout out. But
what
shout
is
out
up with? Are they not doing the awards show anymore?
I guess they're just revealing it. Maybe they like will bring out the trophy at an award show or something. I don't
Like
know.
it's so stupid.
But so he of course won that. But what I was going to shout out is you texted me, so you must have been at work. The way your text came through, at least, because you were asking where Payne was. You were asking what was going on, and I wanted to shout out Monty because the two games that we lost, we were trying to play. We
I
we would
just had the
shift
baby.
we would shift small and put Cameron Payne in on Luca, and it just did not work. So game 5, we decided to stay big, put Shamit in, even though he doesn't really run point all that well, but put Shamit in to defend Luca instead of Campaign, and then keep Bismack, which you've already alluded to, in. So that shift in size completely clogged the paint. Like you said, Powell and Kleba weren't doing anything. Luca couldn't drive past Shamit because Shamit, he went to Wichita State, man. He knows how to play defense. And it all worked out in that way. So a huge shout out to him and his adjustments. This is why he wins Coach of the Year. This is why he does what he does. And how do you think now Dallas is going to adjust to this new bigger lineup? Like, how is that going to work for them?
I don't think they're going to be able to do anything about it. They didn't put up any points.
That's
They
just
weren't able
depth
to.
winning out, right? Like,
Yeah,
you have
absolutely. And now the
options.
reason I was talking about Kent, I don't know what happened to Steph right now either. If we were doing the podcast and I wasn't watching, I'd be texting you because I did a second half thing on FanDuel. Bet this guy $1, winner wins $1. And yeah, he has 0 points as my times two. That's
Yeah, it's
cute.
called he's probably sitting on the bench because they're down by 50.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, they were down at 52 at one point. But yeah, I'd like it. I like that Shamit's able to come out and do something. It kind of sucks for Cam though that he was able to get kind of. But I keep losing my words tonight.
Hunted,
Picked on. We'll
picked
say that.
on.
Get
Yeah.
picked on, get compromised, and really just kind of get taken advantage of to where he doesn't even play. But yeah, he was on my team, logging me zero points. Thank goodness he wasn't in any of my flash drafts. But yeah, I don't think Dallas has a shot. The only way they have a shot is if Luka's able to put up 40 and Brunson's able to put up 30, because that's the only offense they have. Last night they combined for like 60 something points, and the rest of the team had 20 something.
Mm.
So you don't want that if you're the Mavs, but I mean, when it comes down to it, that's really what they've had, except for really good defense. And it doesn't matter how good a defense you have. These Suns are able to put the ball in the basket any way they want to. And again, shout out to Monty for just being able to make all these different switches and substitutions. And hey, bud, listen, I appreciate you. Just be grateful you're not in the G League, you're not in Japan. Just sit on the bench and root on your team. And
Yeah.
hey, if you get a little warm, keep your little cutlass. I like how he was in his little cut up shirt the whole time.
I mean,
It
all
was-
you got to do is tell him, like, listen, we're going to win one more game and we're going to need you against Steph because it
Oh, yeah.
suits you a lot more than it suits Landry. So that's the whole reason they have depth. That's the whole reason they have options. Listen, that's what the playoffs are made out of. They're play out of matchups. Campaign looked okay against New Orleans, but he's a mismatch. You can't guard Luka. Nobody can guard Luka really, but you can't put somebody that's a foot shorter than him out there. So when he gets to face up against Jordan Poole and Steph Curry, he's going to be just fine. So that's what I'd tell him. I'd be like, just wait, man, because Bismack ain't going to touch the floor against Golden State. Not a chance in hell. And I love him, but they won't need pre-centers against the Warriors. So when I think Jonathan Kuminga is their second biggest person on their team behind Kevin Looney. So yeah, so just tell him to bide his time. But let's go ahead and move on to the second Western game because it looks like it's going to keep going. I mean, I can safely say that this game's not over, but we don't expect some sort of 46 point currently comeback from Golden State with their
Absolutely
backups on.
not.
So is this just a case of the Warriors knowing who they are, understanding they got down early on the road in game 5 with a team with their backs against the wall, and they just said, let's just mail it in, come back home on Thursday or Friday, whenever they play again, and let's take it in game 6 and get out of here? Or do you
Yeah,
think this was truly the Memphis Grizzlies doing something special and like finding an answer?
yeah, no, they absolutely did work. I mean, they came out, they weren't missing, they were
Right.
making everything. The first quarter, they were all the Warriors started heating up. They were all going back and forth. It was exciting time. It was a really good first half, and then not even the first half. The first quarter was really fun, and then the second quarter comes, and that bench just went to work. I think in the second quarter they had 15, 16 more bench points than the Warriors had already, and they were just going. Everybody besides Dylan Brooks, it seemed like, was lighting it up, doing their thing. Tyus Jones, Melton, Jared Jackson was getting in there. Like everybody, what's his Bane, Clark, just, I mean, everybody was getting buckets. Clark had like 12 points, 5 rebounds into the half, and he's been a no-show the last couple games. So yeah, everybody was really on their grind, and I feel like the Warriors team or somebody was trolling the Grizzlies before the game with their whole whoop that trick or whatever it is.
That
So,
was Curry that said that.
yeah. So yeah, I think that helped them get a little ready for the game tonight. But yeah, if the Grizzlies are able to come out like that, I mean, we all know Morant's gone for the rest of the series. But if they're able to come out like that against the Warriors, that's just going to make it easier for you guys to get back to the finals.
Yeah, I agree. But like the Grizzlies were better with not better. Again, that's the wrong thing to say, but record wise, they won more percentage of their games without Morant than they did with him. So while again, I'm never going to say they're better without their superstar, they are confident that they can win even when their superstar doesn't play. And Golden State, I think, didn't take that into account. I think they took it very lightly that they were going back to Memphis. I think they thought young team without their superstar, they're going to roll over and let us win. And that's just not what Memphis does. And they realize that. But I expect Golden State to come out and answer the call on Friday. But either way, if we're able to close it out tomorrow, all they did was buy us one more day of rest, which is huge. I love it. So go Memphis. And yeah, if they can win again, they'll buy us another day of rest. And I would love it. So the main goal is that we win tomorrow. But I'm impressed with what the Memphis Grizzlies did tonight. I'm not concerned if I'm a Golden State fan. I think they're going to go back home to
I mean,
Oracle or wherever.
listen, we all know that the Grizzlies are a good team. I mean, Ja Morant was up for most improved player of the year. So people who don't watch basketball and vote for this dumb shit, like, really thought that he wasn't a fucking improved player. And he's not LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard or these
Right.
people who can get traded to go win a chip type people. So like, we all know basketball players can look at their fucking record and see that they were the second best team in the Western Conference. So this isn't too much of a surprise. It's about, yeah, it's still a surprise that the players that are doing it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it can't be too much of a surprise because these are the same guys who ended up with the second best game or record in the Western Conference and playing the game that they're playing. Shouldn't surprise a lot of people that actually watch basketball, and knowing the Grizzlies and the way they're set up and the way they're coached and the way their culture is, they play playoff basketball 82 games a year.
Yeah.
So they were ready for this shit. Tyus Jones showed tonight. He's ready. Melton's ready for this shit. Melton was pissing me off in the beginning of the year because he was a fucking 3,000 player person some nights, and he'd go off for fucking 50 fantasy points, and then he'd go up to 6,000, and I'd be like, oh, he's been snapping. Let me play him. And then he'd be like, all right, coach, you're good. I understand. I can't play tonight. You got to get Tyus in there and play 9 minutes. And I'm like, yo, what are they doing? It's just the way they're built. It's the way they're set up. And unfortunately, Ja's out for the rest of this season. But
that's what they were built for. That's why they did the things they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they are not shying down. They're ready to go. And I'm excited for Tyus, dude. We haven't seen this shit since college. From him.
Which he's the older one, right? Trey was the younger one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was nuts because he was with Cat, right? That was where Tyus was with. Yeah. We have not seen that in a long time.
Like, he was doing work, pulling up from wherever.
He was the reason that they were good, honestly. But
it was fun.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
So let's move on to the East. And before we get to the best one of the best games of the playoffs, which we say a lot apparently with Boston, but let's start with not the best game of the playoffs. Game 5 in Miami was, yeah, exactly. It was over in about, I would say, a minute and a half, maybe, is how long it lasted as a competitive game.
Yeah.
And I would say color me not surprised at all. I mean, we have talked about Doc Rivers. We've talked about James Harden. It wasn't either of their faults necessarily, but do you just expect these teams that have these guys and this just persona around them to just show up flat sometimes, come out here and just not put on a show ever? And you just get used to it at this point.
Not really. And it's weird what the 76ers have started to allude to. I mean, it's worked a little bit. It's worked a couple of games, but you have two dudes on your team and a lot of others.
Right.
And they keep relying on these others. You cannot do that. You cannot let Tobias Harris and Maxey go, what, like 7 of 25 or whatever the fuck they did?
Terrible.
No, let them go 7 of 15. Like that sounds a lot better. Don't let them get up those 10 extra shots. Oh, but James Harden and Joel still got up their shots. No, the fuck they didn't. They had just as many shots as them two motherfuckers did the whole game, and they actually had a good percentage.
Well, it's because Maxey and Harris both dropped like 35 points the game before when they won.
It wasn't work. Yeah, what, Tobias had 12 points. Maxey had like 8-9 points.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like, and these dudes still, what did Joel have? Like 20, 18, something retarded? Oh, 17 points. Oh, I shouldn't say that R word. I apologize. 17 points for Embiid, 14 points for Harden. So yeah, that is damn near mental.
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit of a mental. My mom labeled me mentally handicapped when I was in 5th grade. And I don't think I would have let freaking James Harden only put up 13 shots. Joel Embiid only put 12 shots, and then let Tobias and Maxey get 24 shots. That's insane, dude.
Embiid's got to be that guy. Embiid's got to be that guy. We knew that. We knew that whenever they won the 2 games in Philly. Everybody said it's because Embiid came back and because Embiid was playing better. He didn't have the best game 3 because he had just gotten back, but he improved in game 4, got even better. And they were like, he's going to do that in game 5. Well, he didn't. And now in game 6, honestly, like I expect him to do it again. I expect him to force game 7. And I expect it to not matter because it's a Doc Rivers, James Harden team. But it's making for a good playoffs because all these series are going to go 6-7 games. But yeah, the Heat clearly looks like the better team and the better coach team and just the better everything.
Yeah, we all know Spo's the shit. He just keeps flaunting on him. It's funny. But yeah, just the way he's able to separate at the end of the game.
Yeah.
When it comes crunch time, he's like, all right, bet y'all think you're going to come back? Psych. And just take off in the second half. It's ridiculous what he's able to do. But yeah, I think they're going to be able to force a game 7. And they could even win a game 7. Like this team is really good.
Right.
But you can't rely on all these other guys to score. You got to tell the other 7 guys that you rely on for some stupid reason. Shake Mountain, hey, bro, chill. Read whatever your first name is, yo, chill. Tobias, chill. All these guys. Korkmaz, calm down, bro. You'll get 8 minutes if you freaking don't chill. Like, all these dudes need to chill. Find James Harden. Find Joel Embiid. And if we lose 85 or whatever it was, 87 to 120 in game 6, it's because they couldn't find the basket, not because they couldn't find the ball to shoot to the game.
Right.
Like, that
12 shots is not ever...
Especially pivotal game 5. We all know game 5, 85% of the time you win the series. So that shit is preposterous.
Right. Well, the last 2-2 series, that 85% thing comes back into play in Boston. Boston's up big. Boston's up looking like it's going to kind of rout. And Giannis just, for whatever reason, people have stopped walling him off. Boston walls him off for about half the game, and then they just go, oh, okay, cool, it worked. And they just chill. But
tonight, it's so funny when he shoots that 3. It's a volleyball. It's a volleyball that, like, we don't understand when they're palming it and dunking it or with the fadeaways, but when he's shooting it's a volley. It's insane to see. But dude, they put up the wall, so he would just stop and pop and drain it. Like, all right, one man. And he says,
Yeah, they spread out to where they started guarding the three in the fourth quarter, and he said, "Thank you very much. I'm gonna go back to being
dude,
what I do."
it was
Um,
hilarious.
and they
It
came
was
all the way
awesome.
back, and they won in a crazy ending where Drew Holiday and the Bucks as a whole showed that defense is still their mantra. That's what they do. Marcus Smart thought he beat Drew. He got around Drew. Well, he did beat Drew. Not even thought he beat Drew. Got around Drew, or got around, who was he? He wasn't actually on Connaughton or whoever he was on. And then Drew on the help defense comes over and swats it, but doesn't swat it. Grabbed it, did that whole 2K grab
2K
block,
shit, yeah.
and then threw it off of Smart, which was huge. Goes down, hit the free throws. Well, Connaughton hits free throws, unbelievable. And then I think Smart expected the Bucks to foul him because it was one of those where it's like, all right, we're down three, they're gonna try to foul, but Drew didn't do that. He's like, you're holding the ball out because you can't dribble very well, and I'm just gonna hit it. And so he got another steal, two defensive plays in a row. They lock it down. The Celtics don't even get a shot. Now their backs against the wall, they're heading to Milwaukee. Do you think this one could go 7? This is the only one where the home team has a chance to close it out in Game 6.
Yeah. Dude, this is going to be insane. If Milwaukee's able to pull this out after that game 1 blow and the way this series has been going, it's going to be crazy because, again, Middleton is out. There's no Robin in this scenario right now. They're playing with a shit ton of others. I wouldn't even call Drew Holiday a dude.
Right.
Like, he's an other.
Defensively, he's a dude, but that's
he showed the fuck up. He looked like early New Orleans getting that traded Drew Holiday, where he's one of the big 3. That's what he looked like. He was going nuts out there, and all them dudes. It looked nice. It looked fun. It was a great fucking game, and shout out to Jaylen Brown showing the fuck up. But it's going to come down to the big boys, and you texted me, how fucking old is Al Horford? Because he's playing like a 22-year-old rookie.
He's playing like he did in Florida, man. It's nuts.
It's awesome to see, but to rely on, I think he's 35, 37 years old. I think up in the 37. No, probably 35 is right. To rely on a guy like that to win the games, to be that X factor isn't looking good. And if the Bucks are able just to work off of Giannis, then yeah. I don't know. I cannot. If I was in Vegas, if we were in Vegas right now and we had to put slips down, I would be hedging the fuck out of my bet.
Which bet would you have in the first place? What are you hedging?
I don't know the odds or anything. I don't know.
No, like what? That's not how hedging works. You have to have a bet already in.
So if I had to pick between the Bucks or something, I'd find a way to over under something. I would be finding ways because if I had to pick, I would be finding ways to hedge my bet because I wouldn't feel comfortable with either team winning Game 6. Can't call it.
Gotcha.
Bro, you used to get so mad at me sometimes. You're like, bro, you're a fucking pussy, bro. Fucking scared money don't make money. I'm like, yeah, but at least I'm either gonna win $2 or $3
or lose $2 or $3.
Lose fucking $2 or $3. Better than losing the 20 I'm about to.
Right. Oh man, I can't wait till sports betting comes around. It's huge, man. I think this was Milwaukee getting past like over the hump there. Back in Milwaukee, it's going to be really hard. That stadium is nuts. Boston, I mean, they've been here before. They've done it before. They're not going to be nervous. They had to go up against LeBron James when Tatum was like a second-year player or rookie or whatever he was. So they've been there. They've done that. But I mean, this is a huge blow. A lot of these guys get demoralized from stuff like that. And Giannis is just going to keep trucking, keep doing his thing, keep doing what he does. And I think they're going to win it in 6. And again, that's still the only team I'm scared of because Giannis is going to be the best player on the floor. And people tell me all the time, they're like, yeah, but they don't have Chris Middleton. You're going to be fine if that is the rematch. But it's just like, yeah, they don't have Chris Middleton right now. And you see what they're doing. So I'm scared to be honest. I'm still scared to be honest, because if he's driving into DeAndre Ayton, not a chance. We already know that. And DeAndre Ayton dominated that NBA Finals last year, and it's still nothing. So makes me nervous.
Yeah, but outside of DeAndre Ayton, you didn't have anything, and Portis was able to come out and be the guy that he is this year.
Right.
And but now, whenever Ayton goes to the bench and Giannis goes to the bench and Portis comes out, now Portis is starting. But
Right.
if it's that like if it's the same as last year, now you got Bismack, like we've already talked about. You got JaVale McGee, who's playing out of his fucking mind on
Yeah, he
defense.
is. I love it.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, you guys are completely fine. I'm gonna go right onto that train. And I don't know if these guys who are saying that actually watch basketball, but if it comes down to the same thing as last year, I think you guys really have a good chance because Portis made a name coming off the bench last year against y'all's big. Who was it? Sarge? Was Sarge one of
Yeah.
them last year? Just made a name coming off the bench and playing against these freaking scrubs that were and the big fours playing five. No, you got three true centers on that team and two of them who can put up 25 minutes apiece. So you can just rotate both of them out, keep them fresh, and just go to work. If Giannis wants to play 40 minutes a game, Eight can still get a breather, bro. You got to
Yeah.
get bump and grind against Bismack, and he's already shown he ain't letting that shit go down.
I guess that's true because really, like Sarge got hurt, so it was really
That shit was so
Frankie
fun.
Kaminsky that was out there trying to guard Bobby Portis, and
Oh yeah, it was
Uh,
Kaminsky.
so I would take JaVale over Frank Kaminsky.
Let's talk about
better
Bismack
team.
real quick and Marquise Chris. That was
Yeah.
kind of weak. That was kind of weak. At the end of
Bismack
the
was
game.
ready to step, dude. He was
Yeah, but
there
the
on the
whole
court.
trying to dunk it at the end of the game, that's the unwritten rule that I tend to
Especially if you're
appreciate.
not a scrub player. Like, and I know he doesn't get to play much, but he played like 28 minutes that game. If
Yeah,
it was if it was literally like the 13th guy off the bench that was getting his 1 minute a game and he dunked, I'd be more okay with it. But
yeah.
a dude
And
that
we all
dunks in the
know
first quarter doesn't
we
need to
know
dunk.
Marquis Chris is pretty butthurt with the organization by the way he was let go of when they did a complete
Because we chose
overhaul.
Bridges over him, and
Yeah.
sounds like it was the right call to me.
Yeah, did a complete overhaul, and he's not happy that it worked out, and he's on the outside looking in.
Right. That's true. But the whole thing was weak. Yeah, it's garbage time. You don't do stupid shit. It is the unwritten rule. We've seen Russell Westbrook almost fight people for it before. We've seen all kinds of crazy
Young
shit.
DeMar DeRozan.
We've seen all kinds of crazy shit. But then for Marquise Chris, who, again, I'm not trying to like say you were on the team, you should know better, but he knows those tunnels. He played for 3 years in Phoenix. He ran down the wrong tunnel. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But a shout out to the security for jumping right on it, bro.
Well, Chuck said that was the right tunnel.
So it's both tunnels, from my understanding, both tunnels can reach the locker room, but the game, when they do it, the away team goes in one tunnel and the home team goes in the other tunnel.
Oh.
But weirdly enough, they let Bismack come back out onto the floor, even though he got
Oh, they did?
ejected. Yeah, so they went into the tunnel. Security brought Chris out and made him go in the other tunnel. They brought Biyombo out, and he was on the sideline. They let him sit on the bench and watch the rest of the game.
That's hilarious.
Even
So
though
he
was
got
ejected.
fouled, right? Well, the game like 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
He got fouled, right?
Yeah.
Who shot his shots?
Another guy. It was somebody else. I forgot who at this point. But somebody else
Trying
shot
to
his
get ready
shots
for that.
because he got ejected. But
Yeah.
like, if you get ejected, you can't sit there. But yeah, I guess with 5 seconds left, they were just like, "Fuck it, we don't care. Do whatever.
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do."
Yeah,
Right.
Jay's old hurt ass is like, what happened, bro? What happened, bro?
That sucked. I mean, Jay is having a huge playoffs this right now, and that shoulder got bumped, but yeah, he should be fine. He doesn't shoot left-handed. I'm not too worried about him. So
Yeah, no. Hey, he came out. Bro, I love whenever Chuck sees all these fucking fight scenes. These little skirmishes and stuff. He's like, look, you kiss me, no, you kiss me. They ain't gonna fight.
yeah, because Chuck back in the day when they were the bad boys, bro, they would fight.
Hell yeah.
He didn't fight because the Suns
That-
were not
That
fighters.
shit's funny as fuck whenever he sees this shit going on. He's like, what? Yeah, you kiss me. Yeah, you kiss me. I kiss you, you kiss me.
Yeah, it's funny stuff, but I don't think there's going to be anything from it. I was checking some headlines today and I didn't see anything. So
All
I
right,
think
so
they'll just be fine.
real quick, little early predictions. You have the Bucks coming out as of right now.
Of
the
the
East?
whole East or just their
Just
this
right
one?
now, the East.
So the East.
So they'd be playing Miami right now, probably.
Yeah,
All
that'd
right.
be my prediction for sure. Yeah, I think it's still the Bucks.
All right. And you guys
The
are worried
Suns.
about anybody
I'm worried about Giannis Antetokounmpo.
in the
I'm not
West?
worried about any team. I'm worried about Giannis. That's all I'm worried about.
All right. Warriors have no shot.
No, no. I'm more worried about Memphis than I am Golden State. I'm not worried about Golden State in the slightest, which I know is going to bite me in the ass, but I'm not worried about Golden State. Not worried.
That was crazy.
I think we could beat them by 20 points a game. And so like they're not better than us, not even remotely. They play our style of basketball and we play it better. So like I'm not worried about it at all.
True.
Memphis plays a different style and that can always get you. But yeah, I'm not worried about it. You got to be worried about just people hitting 33s a game, sure, which is what Dallas did to us in game 4. But 7 games is in a series now. I'm not worried about them. I'm only worried about Giannis. That's truly, if we lose to the Bucks and Giannis only averages 20 points a game, I'll be flabbergasted. Like the only way we can
Right.
lose is if Giannis Antetokounmpo beats us the same way he did before. But last year he had help. We didn't have help. We just went over it. So no, I'm really not worried, but I know that's going to bite me in the ass. But we'll see. This is our year.
Absolutely.
All right. So any other shout outs? We already did our shout outs earlier on, but anything that we normally do at the end here that we can do?
I can't call it.
I don't
Shout
want to
out Josh Lambo real quick. Did you hear about Josh?
Oh,
Lambo?
he sued the whole team.
Jaguars?
Did he
Yeah,
sue the
suing
team or the NFL?
organization.
The
I
team,
think
right?
suing the organization. Yeah,
Gotcha.
$3 million. Give me my money. I got
What kind
kicked.
of? Yeah, like that's something specific. Like that's it. That's all he's asking for.
It's like mental agreements or some shit. Yeah, like his team came up with a whole $3 million. I think it's some salary that he was owed or something.
Yeah, that's probably just he's like, hey
Plus-
man.
No, it's like the salary plus mental
Yeah,
grievance shit. Shit's hilarious.
it's crazy, dude. It's nuts.
Hopefully
That
we
whole
can turn it
situation's
around.
nuts. Everything's nuts. But hey, shout out to you guys. Your team looks so much better.
Hell yeah.
And we say this every year. You say this definitely every year because you're a fan. And it's been a few years since you guys have done anything amazing, but
Right.
I'm starting to jump on your back. You guys look a lot
So
better.
you know how I was talking about, oh, another linebacker. There was 4 or 5 linebackers that had a 90+ grade going into the draft. And we got 2 of them bitches. That Wyoming dude, Kamu or whatever his name is, and that shit. I had it right after the draft. The Utah kid, Dylan Lloyd.
Nice.
Boom. Did you watch that video I tagged you in?
No.
You
Wait. No.
It's
On
crazy.
Facebook or something?
It was
I
because
don't
I
go
told you about how I on the was it last week when we talked about the draft?
Yeah.
The video that I had seen before the draft, how Steve Smith was narrating.
Oh, I did see that you sent me that thing. His
Bro.
life story or whatever. His
Like not really his life story so
whatever.
much, but it's more of the team. So one of his
well,
best
that's what
friends on
the
team,
highlight
Yeah.
said or whatever was his.
one of his best friends on the team was a running back, wore number 22, right? And I think that one shot himself or something, or got shot. Something happened, and one of the two either shot themselves or got shot. And then he was number 22. So the next year they made it to where the guy who had the most like showed the most whatever, and they like it was pretty much a tribute to that kid, and they would wear his number 22. Well, that kid who was another running back who was his backup the year before, they gave him 22. He got shot or either shot himself or something happened. Yeah, back-to-back years. That shit's crazy as fuck. So they rallied around this year, and he was like, and it was like last year and the year before, like back-to-back years, same fucking number.
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah, and he rallied around and they won the Pac-12 championship this year for them too. And he was like the leader of the group. So
that's scary.
I'll take a guy like that any day who can keep his guys together and keep himself together. Like we all know how I was back in the day when I had to beat a rock be the rug for my family when my dad and my grandma passed away. Like that shit was hard. And to have to go out and lead fucking 100 something guys in college football.
Yeah.
I want that man on my team for the rest of his career, dude. Like that's
Well,
probably the jersey I'm gonna get this year.
as long as you guys don't screw it up, you can have him for the rest of your career. All three of our
Alright.
teams are looking up, but
The girl's been giving me
yeah.
ammo.
that guy's huge.
Oh, we gotta save for a wedding. I
Um,
got you. But I want this. I got this.
so that's a great way to end it. I mean, that story, I did mean to watch it. I was at work when I saw that you did it to me. So then, but because I had checked it, the notification went away. But that's huge. That's awesome that he can be that type of a leader. And that's the type of character guys you go for in the draft after you get your primary needs. So it's really cool that you guys grabbed
That
him,
is
that
our
somebody
primary
grabbed him.
First round, 27th pick, baby.
Yeah.
That'd
Well,
been
you guys
crazy.
had,
What if he would have went 22? That would've been
dang, that'd been
crazy.
sick.
You're like, damn.
Too bad. Didn't you guys have that around that pick and you traded?
It was
us?
27. We no,
Well,
that
you
was like the
traded
second,
for
third
our
round.
pick. Oh yeah,
Oh.
you traded the number one pick in the second round for our
Yeah,
pick.
the 27th pick, which was that
Um,
was awesome.
But yeah, it's really cool. So be like him. When life hits you hard, you just hit back harder. Do your thing. It looks like you're like petting a cat or something though.
I itched my leg.
And I'm petting a cat. And that's why I said. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.